him cook now. Let him cook. I said let him cook.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time.
Up.
Nah, it ain't messing up.
Messing up.
It's Fistacuffs time, baby. Bring my boy out.
This world shall know pain.
It's time for Anime Fistacuffs! DLC. Who do we have lined up for today?
Now, this one is going to be very interesting. We got Mike Guy versus Pain. You know what I'm saying? And this is going to be an interesting fight. So, I am going to let Christopher Robbins pick who got who. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little neutral observer here. So, who's got who? I'm going to let you pick who got what person, and we're going to run with it. You know what I'm saying? We're going to run with it. Who's taking who, Miss Pooh Bear? Who's got who?
Let's see. No idea.
Okay.
You can't pick what person to represent a character for the fisticuffs. That's all you gotta do. Pick one of us for a character.
I'm trying to be. I want it to be good though.
It's gonna be good either way it go.
You got Gap.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Doc,
I got
whatever his name is.
Pain.
Pain. That's right. Yeah. Excuse me, people. I'm a little sleepy. Pain. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's gonna be good.
All right, conspiracy. You up first. You first rounds on you, brother. You come out. Hey, you got Mike Guy. Let's roll. This on you. Let's go.
Okay. So the whole situation is this. It depends on if we're doing, actual Naruto or are we doing the Pain, with the 6 paths. I'm assuming that we're doing Pain with the 6 paths, right?
Well,
like six puppets.
We can do. Nah, I don't want that because there's a lot. I want Naruto. I want just regular old Pain with all his abilities, in his prime, not bootleg jacked up, Pain, but Naruto.
Okay, so this is Pain that before the past, right?
Yeah, no, yeah. This is before he get messed up by Hanzo. You know what I'm saying? But before that happened, then he got crippled.
So, I mean, honest to truth, man, because he really didn't become,
hard until after the fact.
Yeah, until after the fact. Like, that's when he truly learned how to use the Rinnegan of like the actual abilities after. That's even said in the stories, when it comes to the arcs that actually cover him.
You're right, because he doesn't get that mentality to after he gets jacked up and his home and Yahiko get killed or whatever. I think it's Yahiko ends up getting killed and that make him. You're right. So we're going with cripple with 6 bodies.
Okay.
We're going with the. You know what I'm saying? You got first round, so let's roll with it.
I got this, bro. I got this. So this is going to be real interesting because everyone, has already seen that whole Naruto Pain. If you really like that Shippuden, right? So you understand how Pain and the 6 paths abilities actually work. So the crazy part is that each puppet has one ability of the Rinnegan. Like, for instance, one can...
You got the Diva path, the Ashura path, the human path, the animal path, and the Preta path, and the Naraka path. Each, like you said, each one got its own ability.
Yeah.
So...
Yes. So only one of them can technically bring the other puppets back. So, and he normally, they actually normally form in a formation to where that pain puppet is always in the back, so he's protected, and then the pain puppet that's up front is the one that normally neutralizes all chakra jutsu, basically. So he can absorb all of jutsu chakra, right? Um, so the situation that my guy finds himself in, to me, is that everyone believes that I'm just gonna have him open up the gate of death, which would be stupid. That wouldn't even make any sense. Number one, he dies. I'm not gonna try to win this on a suicide mission. So we're gonna try to do this real. He is the master of taijutsu. There is no better master than him. Not even the old man who's known as the Hurricane 100. I think it's Hurricane 100 Master, who actually does the Hurricane kick. It's like a Dragon Hurricane kick. You see him in the beginning of Naruto Part One. He dies. I forgot how he dies, but he dies. Guy actually meets him, learns that, and he grows a lot stronger. So, for me, the situation that Guy would actually need to actually win against them, he has incredible speed. He's one of the fastest people in the Naruto universe. And what's crazy about my guys, that if you really think about it, without the Gege Genkai, without being a Shinchiriki, without one of those Cayenne boosts, things like that, if you really think about it, Guy is actually very, very powerful. Like he's one of the very few like God tier, especially like when he opens up the 8 gate, he becomes God tier. He's one of the very few that doesn't need a outside force or an outside boost to become powerful, right? Um, and to me, with his speed, the way he trains, with his physicality, he puts everything in his taijutsu with his speed and his technique. And since he has fought against Kakashi since they were kids, he has learned how to deal with a lot of visual prowess, a lot of genjutsu. So he's made a lot of counters with those. Crazy part though is that Pain really doesn't use genjutsu at all. So he uses the basic form of the Rinnegan. He actually doesn't use any genjutsu, and that's actually seen when he fights against Naruto. Actually, better against Jiraiya with the frogs, that they actually use genjutsu against him, and that's how Jiraiya escapes the first time fighting against Pain. To me, I think that as long as he takes out two of the main pains, I feel like that he could easily win this. If he takes out the one in the back, speed wise, even though all the pains, their vision is connected. So that's one of like their biggest advantages. Their vision is connected, right? Well, Mike Guy is very, very quick. One of his abilities is his white tiger punch. He actually uses this punch against the 8 tails and the 9 tails during the fourth great ninja war. It is a huge white tiger. It's as big as a tail beast, and it's one of his fastest punches. And it forms. It's a wind. It almost looks like chakra, but it's basically wind that forms a huge tiger that actually bites at the end. It is really strong, and the length of it covers about 2 football fields. That's how like the wide range of that attack is. Even though he's not known for like range attacks, that attack right there to me allows him to open up a gap. Even though they all use the same powers, it allows him to attack all of them at once, unless they're truly just really spread out. That would allow him to kind of mitigate some of that formation being as tight, and he can attack them all at once. And in my opinion, his taijutsu skills, I think that with his I forgot what you call it. It's the Hididaru. I believe that is the punch that he was using against Madara. It looks like fire is basically coming out of his hands. One of those attacks can in my opinion take out a pain puppet. He can really just take them out one by one, and speed I think would be his um, greatest asset when it comes to that. The quicker he can throw tiger punches, because he can do more than once. So the thing about the tiger punch is that he can do it multiple times because it doesn't use chakra, right? So his energy doesn't drain, or his stamina doesn't drain as fast as someone like a Naruto using the clones, right? Like the cloning
Change
jutsu or
mode.
something like that, right? Yeah, save things like that. He doesn't have that issue. So for him, he's able to use his special abilities or his special techniques like over and over again. And with his speed and physicality, I feel like that would really give him a fighting chance to kind of take out one or two puppets at a time so he can actually get to the fight with the main Pain. And that one-on-one, I think, without even opening up the gates, I think that he could get to that main Pain before he even has to open up the gates. And when he gets to that Pain, opening up the seventh gate, in my opinion, should be enough for that one-on-one battle.
So typically, I would agree with you. I mean, you're about 100% correct. However, here's my however to that though. The human path of pain, which gives the user the ability to read the target's mind and be able to yank out their soul and learn their techniques. So, with that being said, once Pain, because of his fighting and all he's done with Akatsuki all over, he knows about Mike Guy's ability. You know what I mean? He's very familiar with Mike Guy because of that one ability he has, because he's tortured, he's taking these souls from some of these people who were in the Hidden Leaf Village. So he's very aware of your boy Mike Guy. Now, I grant you, he's probably the worst matchup for Pain because he doesn't use chakra. Okay. Now you can't absorb. You can't. Now it's a crazy matchup because he doesn't use chakra. If we talk about anybody else, you'd have to
Yeah.
overpower him. But in the case of my God, because he uses those attacks and it's all about his power, that's problematic for Pain. Now, where I can get him and take advantage of that is where my God doesn't know about Pain necessarily. Pain does know about my God because of Jiraiya, Akatsuki, all the stuff that they've been doing and all the souls he's taking. My guy's known. Okay, he's a very famous shinobi. He's not a nobody. You know what I'm saying? He's a legendary. I mean, to your point, he's legendary. So most
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
especially I know for a fact, Pain knows about this dude. You know what I'm saying? So the advantage here that I would say you normally would have would be that Pain doesn't know about, now if he didn't know, now if we're saying he didn't know, yeah, I would say that would definitely be problematic for me. But to your point, he's got to figure out which paths you end up giving you and which ones you end up messing up. Now, because usually typically with a Pain fight, my first thing for a guy, because he doesn't use chakra, is if I'm using the diva path, for instance, right, which is
Okay.
attraction and repulse, and he pulls my guy to him, how does my guy get out of that? Because even Kakashi struggled with that because he had to use a little chain thing in order to stop him from going. He had to use a weapon or a clone or something like that. But in Guy's case, he doesn't use that. He uses his nunchucks and he doesn't use shadow clones. So if I repel him and bring him to me, the game might be over for him at that point. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a powerful ability. That pull and push is powerful. The next thing he's gonna have to encounter, like I said, now maybe, but the other thing is he's gonna have to contend with is I can summon. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm using that animal path, I'm summoning different things. So he's fighting 6 people, but he's also fighting my summons as well. Because I got one that's summoning, I got one, you know what I'm saying, that can push and pull you, that can do that. So he's gonna have, and then I got one that can bring everything back to life even if you kill it. So I mean, in order for my guy to win this fight, he'd have to hit the one body that can bring people back to life. You know what I'm saying? And destroy it and destroy a couple of them. But I don't think he can win this fight just because if he has the knowledge, like if he knew what Jiraiya knew in the fight, sure, I give you that because then we already know how that's gonna go. But being that he's got to approach the situation as a unknown, I think that's where his disadvantage lies. Because again, I can push and repel you from the first time. Because usually in Pain's fight, when he first encountered Kakashi and he knew who Kakashi was, he's like, "Oh, the copy ninja. Yeah, I know about you." He didn't waste time with Kakashi. He tried to bring Kakashi right to him. And I can guarantee you, with my guy, knowing how legendary my guy is, he's gonna do that's gonna be the first opening move. He's gonna yank my guy to you. I don't know how you get out of that. Now I want to hear your rebuttal to that conspiracy. How do you get away from my pull and push with what you know about Guy, the moves he has? Now, what's gonna be your way to get around that? So that's my question for you first. That'll be
So
my
one of Guy's biggest strengths is his stamina because that's what he trains all day, every day. Is his stamina, his durability, and his physicality. Those are his three niches right there that he trains during the show. You see it all the time. What he does, right? And one of the situations that I can see what you're saying, like the push and pull. That Tensei is crazy. I love it. I actually love it. I love it in the video games. That it would be a real hard thing to overcome. Here's the thing, though: the biggest weakness of Pain is Nagato himself. What I mean is this: um, if you push him enough, the physical body of Pain um, causes him mental and physical injury. And he loses, and he's not able to have enough energy chakra to control the puppets like appropriately, meaning that he can't control all of them at the same time. It depends on his mental and his physical self, and that's seen throughout the Naruto and actual Pain fight. But God would have to push him to that point. Now, if you're just going to push, pull, right, with the main Pain, right? If you're going to push, pull, like that's all you're going to really do. And okay, now pulling him, and you're talking about opening up the gate of wonder, which is the seventh gate. That might not be the best thing, is to pull him close. One of the things that I have not actually brought up when it comes to my guy is his summons, which is the Father Tortoise, right? You rarely see him actually
yeah.
use him in actual battles, things like that. But what is so special about the Tortoise? It's its defensive abilities. It's a magical being, and its physical abilities really have to deal more with the magical defense than an actual physical defense. So it's almost like putting up a barrier, right? Like a magical barrier. Um, why they don't allow my guy to kind of use him more, I have no idea why. But he also shrinks, and he can expand in size at the drop it instantly, right? So for me, it would be better if I use the Father Tortoise as a way to drag out this fight. The longer it goes, and the more harder I can actually, like the more pressure I can put on actual Naruto's physical and mental strain when he's using his puppets, the better chance I'll have if I cannot end it quickly. For instance, like he doesn't know anything about Pain. My guy doesn't know anything about Pain. That is for sure. So he's going to approach with caution. That's the way he does. He's going to take his time learning his actual opponent, which is a smart thing to do when you only know taijutsu. You don't know anything else, right? Um, for him, if he takes out one or two, because I know him, he's going to take out one or two quickly, and he will see the pain that can bring back someone back to life. He will see that. He is excellent when it comes to strategy on the fly when it comes to fighting. Kasame, when he was about to go up against Kasame and Itachi at the same time, um, and Itachi was like, "Yeah, man, this will be a death fight. Let's go ahead and just go." Well, there was a reason for that. It's because just because he hasn't fought Kasame before, that does not mean that they can just automatically beat him. He's an actual strategist, even though the show really doesn't show it. They show God more being, like an imbecile, but in like an actual combat, that dude is very intelligent. Um, I think that he can put enough pressure just for the fact that he would take out one or two, because most of the Pains really are not good fighters. Like the Animal Pain, for instance. All she can do is just summon. That's all she does. You hit her, she goes down, period, easily. The one that brings people back to life, he can't fight at all either. You hit him, he's going down, period. the one that likes to use himself as like a weapon. He does like the he can manipulate his body into like any type of weapon, like any type of metal, like a sword, lance, even like missiles, stuff like that. That's all he has. So what I'm saying is that you give Mike Guy a certain amount of time when him using the tortoise as kind of like a deterrent to the push and the pull because of the magic barrier that he can use. And he knocks out one or two of the pains and he actually sees how they function as far as bringing them back. Um, if he can buy himself enough time, I think that he can come up with a strategy to actually get to that pain that can bring them back to life. Now, once he does that, he can pick them off one by one. And that's only because of Father Tortoise's abilities when it comes to defense. He can shrink, he has the magic barrier, and he can expand in size when necessary instantly. Um, so for me, I think that one of the things that would really be nice, he jump in the air, summons him, he expands to actually fill up that entire battlefield, and he just drops them on all of them, and let's see what happens, because more likely Payne is going to do like the push or the pull, whatever. But when he uses that, in order for him to use that ability that he did to destroy the actual village, he has to take all the energy from all of the other puppets into the main Pain, and that's how he uses that ability. He can't use that ability any other way, and that makes a huge drain on the physical, on the real Naruto. So I think that might be a good way to do it.
So
Well, I can tell you this, right? So here's where my guy's gonna get blown into smithereens, right? The very move that push and pull you talking about blew that whole village up. There's no defense for that. You know what I'm saying? If he goes and he feels that my guy is such a threat, because remember when Pain came in village, he's like, yeah, I know who's here. I'm about to prove a point. He blew the whole village up. So if he uses that move against my guy, I don't care how fast you are, you go bye bye. You know what I'm saying? You go blow. Now, if you happen to survive that, yeah, you might have a chance. But the thing about Pain that most people don't talk about is he's from the Uzumaki clan. So his chakra levels are high, very high. Because even after he did that, he still had a fight with Naruto when Naruto got him down to one clone. Even after he blew all that. And Naruto had to go into Sage mode. Naruto had to push him harder than I believe Mike Guy would be able to, even after all of that. Okay? My guy get hit with that blast is over. And then you telling me even if he survived, Pain still got six bodies that still can do all that. Now, here's the other thing. Now, when you were talking about taijutsu and stuff, now let's get this clear. Pain can do taijutsu, you know what I'm saying, with his bodies. Okay, now some of them are weaker than others, but keep in mind he still has an ability because he's a shinobi to be able to do taijutsu based on the user's ability. And the one who can do taijutsu, the one who the push and pull dude and all of that, he could still keep up with Naruto even in Sage mode. Now keep in mind, Sage mode, he was hitting him. He couldn't understand how he was getting hit, but I don't have to worry about that with my guy, right? And so the thing about it is for my guy to win a fight against this character, you'd have to have what I call a perfect storm of things to go in your direction. I don't need a perfect storm to kill my guy because, like you said, I can do, almighty push, and we can call you and your tortoise or whatever the hell you something. You kiss your head between your legs, and kiss your butt goodbye, right? They get blow smoke, you dead. And even if you survive that because of his defensive capabilities, now you got to deal with my six. You know what I'm saying? Your turtle gonna be dead, guarantee you. Even if he survived a blast, we gonna put him down with the salt. He gonna be gone, bro. Like I said, it's an interesting fight, but there's too many things that you have to have a whole bunch of things stacked in the right direction for you to win. My character don't have to do all that. You know what I'm saying? And we're not even talking about all the other running gun abilities I have. You know what I'm saying? We're just talking about the simple stuff. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's an interesting fight, but I don't think he can win. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, perfect storm, right scenario. But I'm not, I wanna say this. I only wanted to go 2 rounds because of time. You know what I'm saying? Because I see where we are on time. So we'll have to let the audience decide. How I think it's an interesting fight. Don't get me wrong. Oh, go ahead, Christopher Robbins. Go ahead. Jump. What you got to say about this?
I'm gonna make quick comments on both of y'all. So I know this conspiracy, you're leading more on the longevity of the fight. right? To where I'm
I have to because he doesn't know Payne's abilities.
right. And Doc, you're laying on, hey, get it over quick, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
and I
I
already
know
know what you can do.
this up, but I really want to know. This is gonna be Doc. Okay, what if he did use his suicidal attempt?
Oh, so if he now let me preface this. Okay, if he's willing to go suicide mode, he wins. Okay, he
I didn't
will
want to
win
do
this
that.
fight.
No, no, I
Yeah,
know.
he don't
I
want to
just
do
I
it.
just wanted to just if
And I'll tell you why he wins. Okay, when my guy did Night Guy and he fought Madara, Madara complimented him. He said, "Only the first Hokage has ever injured me like this." Okay, so if you got Madara, and keep in mind, with the whole conversation we had prior to this was about the five Kages, right? Not being able to put a dent in them. You know what I'm saying? But my guy at that level, even Madara is like, you hit me, a different way. I'd probably be dead. And he was revived.
yeah,
So let's be clear about this. If all of them were lined up and he went my guy with the amount of time they'd all be dead. Okay. He'd blow their bodies away and be able to come. If he can figure out where the last body is, that they're dead. I mean, like I'm a realist. Okay. But when he
okay.
said we're not doing suicide mode, I
I
mean,
just
you're
thoughts on that. Yeah, I just wanted your thoughts
yeah.
on that. That was it. But I,
Both our characters die. Both our characters die at the end of the day.
I
There's no
basically it's null and void, but I
yeah.
mean, I want to know your